Okay, we're back. We have been threatening to read The Creature for some time now.
So he twisted my arm, and here we are.
Yes, today is the day. And this is the enhanced version of The Creature.
Okay.
This was co written between Lorne Lynn Armstrong and X Derek.
Thank you, X Derek.
Yeah, so this was a collaborative effort. I
So,
bel
but we're not expecting it to be fantastic.
I, I I believe we'll be able to tell what was written by who.
I have a
I have that feeling. I don't know if we'll be able to keep up silly voices through the whole thing, but well, we'll just see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right. So I am going to start.
Yep.
Sleep was a lost cause. All night was spent tossing, turning, and ruminating. Today marked a beginning and an end.
Get up!
Samuel's mother grunted into his dark room. Samuel grudgingly got up and looked at himself in the mirror. He was a petite boy. Although he always claimed to shy of 6 feet, he recognized what he so often heard. He was short, barely cracking 5'2". Wait, how? Okay, yeah.
I think we know who wrote this part.
I think so. And a bit on the chubby side.
Not fat.
A mottled, prepubescent beard clung for life on his acne-pocked face. The sharp ridge of his nose dropped to his chin. On the positive, he had some country boy strength. Playing in the yard with his brother in early childhood built some muscles under the padding. Once, they pretended to be butchers, serving their customers punky wood. His eyes had a blue-gray tone. They were lifeless. His dishwater blonde hair was combed sideways.
Hobbit, troll, gargoyle.
He heard the snide remarks as he passed through the hallways. But this year would be different.
God.
He was sure of that. Raised in a religious household, Samuel was significantly less experienced than his acquaintances at school. He acted cocksure. He tried to overcompensate for his stunning ignorance about the birds and bees. Okay. I'm waiting for you.
Oh. Consummation!
His mother once called it. Sure, he heard jokes in the locker room, usually as he quickly dressed before someone would slap him on the ass with a sandal. But he was still woefully alien to the hormonal fumblings a typical senior experienced. Oh, lordy boy. I mean, what's this kid's name?
It's Samuel.
Samuel. After dressing up in a plain white t-shirt, washed-out jeans, and a roughed-up baseball cap, he clomped downstairs to eat breakfast. Ham cubes, toast, and a gallon of milk sat on the table. Ah, there you go, Ume. There you go.
Toilet's acting up again.
Samuel's dad told him as he sat down.
You're gonna have to check the clean out, see if the roots grew back.
His dad was a tired-looking man, rail thin, with whispers of hair clinging onto the sides of his head. Okay. Samuel could barely think straight.
Samuel!
His mother had a way of cutting into him, even while speaking over her shoulder.
Don't mess up this year. Your report cards last year were despicable. Stop sitting with your eyes in class. Buckle down and get your work done. Remember that your brother Paul, may his soul find peace, finished first in his class. Let's not go for last in yours. Heaven forbid.
Her voice was as solid and stout as she was. She rarely smiled, especially ever since her darling Paul had died with valor. Okay, Mother dear.
Let's pray.
Samuel's dad muttered. It was a bleak morning when Samuel stepped out to his car. Your brother Paul. Samuel would show them. He would make the Pabla name resound more than his war hero of a brother ever could.
See, it's a shared cinematic universe here, huh?
It is.
Yeah. God, there's two Lornes running around in it.
Especially now that Paul was dead. They had moved to Cambridge, Maine shortly after the funeral. The monuments to Paul that littered their hometown were unbearable.
Monuments.
This year was going to be different. They had him in the self-contained classroom, which should help his grades. Sure, there were some younger students there, but everyone was on the same page. They needed dedicated help. You don't need to brag that you are in a class with kids younger than you. And, but everybody's on the same page. That's not good.
He's on like a 5th grade level, to be honest here.
He remembered the cute girl, Jennifer, that he kept trying to flirt with last year. The other kids had teased him, but Samuel didn't care. His thoughts about what to do with Jennifer, if he could ever get his hands on her, were muddled. Her slight lisp and young demeanor were endearing. She was a touch shorter than Samuel, thank God, and a few pounds heavier than she should be. Her auburn hair, rounded face, and hazel eyes were etched in his mind. He stared at her in class, adoring her quirks, such as keeping her things, like a change of clothes, and a little shopping bag as she got out of the car.
Oh, Lord. We haven't met Jennifer yet, but I bet she blinks one eye at a time.
Now I'm feeling the romance of this story. This is going to make me cry. Eyes. Samuel noticed a pair of eyes staring at him from behind a trash can. They had a feline edge to them. What the hell is that? Samuel thought to himself. Samuel crept closer. A cat? A possum? Superman? That wasn't right. A crash broke his trance. The animal knocked over trash cans as it scampered away. A damn raccoon. I went a little hamburger there.
Well, I mean, that is Hamburger Son. Hamburger Son.
True.
I've been on the lull all day.
Samuel muttered. He didn't get the best view of it, but what else could it be? Fuck this, Samuel said to no one. Samuel got in his beat-up old clunker. It had so much body work done that he couldn't even tell the make and model of it anymore. Damn, that's bad.
Yeah.
It was mostly white, and it at least had gray racing stripes on the bottom door panels. Hopefully, Vernon and Andrew, the two juniors he went to Scouts with, would sit with him at lunch. Often, they preferred to be on their own, or with their friends. Occasionally, if they felt guilty for bumming rides, they sat next to Samuel. Fucking raccoon, Samuel thought as he drove off. He is obsessed with this fucking raccoon.
Okay. For Lynn, you want to... For Lynn, maybe I'll do my Kayla voice.
Okay.
Honey, what are we going to do with Samuel?
Lynn asked Dale.
Nothing interests him. Should we put him in after-school Bible study? Who are Lynn and Dale?
Or is that Mom?
Is that Mom?
Oh, that's Mom.
Oh,
that's Mom. That's Mom, isn't it?
He did it. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right, rewind.
Maybe it's me. I might be misreading this. I don't think we've gotten to Lorne's part yet.
Okay. Honey, what are we gonna do with Samuel?
Lynn asked Dale.
Nothing interests him. Should we put him in after-school Bible study? No.
Dale replied dully.
But we do have to get his attention away from that girl, Jennifer. She's not all there.
But he apparently is.
Principal Alton told me that he worries about how Samuel interacts with her. Last thing we need is for our son to be on some pervert list.
Oh, let me. Who says this one?
Oh my God. Oh.
Okay. I'll read this one as Mom.
I found a Victoria's Secret catalog on his bed. The faces were cut out. I also found Ziploc bags rinsed out and hanging to dry in his closet. I don't want to think about it.
Neither do we.
Perhaps Pastor Roy could talk with him about it. Talk with him about relations. But Samuel doesn't need to worry about that stuff yet.
Wow.
Let's focus first on his grades. Working at a 3rd grade level is no place for a senior, Dale sighed. Anyway, I heard that there are bad radon levels at the school. Did you know that stuff could cause mental issues? Especially when everyone is cooped up in the late winter. It's gonna take a year to get that stuff fully mitigated.
Great. Oh God, this book is great. Chapter 1.
Now this says Jennifer Morris, but I think her name is actually Moore. I think that was a typo. I think the character's name is actually Moore because like the last name Moore was just stuck in his stupid head.
Well, just go with more then.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to read this one, or you want to keep reading?
I'll keep reading.
Okay, that might be best.
Yeah, you're gonna do most of the voices anyway.
Yeah.
I love your voices. Chapter 1. When he reached the classroom, he was surprised to see Jennifer Moore sitting there in the 2nd row, 2nd seat in. When she saw Samuel walk in, she smiled and directed him to sit in the seat beside her. Eager at her directions...
I think we can tell who's writing this chapter.
Eager at her directions, he calmly walked to the seat next to her, sat down, and looked at her, just in time to see her pretty dimples and her face blushing a slight tone of red.
You know, if this isn't Lauren writing this, ex-Derek's going to be mad at us for assuming it is.
Actually, considering he was just trying to spruce it up a bit, he might be pretty proud.
Yeah.
You can write on a Lauren level.
Congratulations.
Samuel was surprised that she was showing her interest in him like she was. He had expected that she already had a boyfriend and that he would never get the chance to take her out. During the class, he slipped her another note that said, "Is there anything special you'd like to do on Friday night?" She passed it back over to him after writing,
"Meh, call me tonight and we'll talk, baby."
I'm having a little trouble finding Winnie after doing Hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine. It took me a while to get the Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel went through the rest of the day with his concentration half on schoolwork and the other half on calling Jennifer that night. After school...
I'm surprised he could have the two things in his head.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for him.
Well, this is fiction.
That's true. After school, Samuel gave Andrew Parks a ride home, another good friend of his from school that he never mentioned until now, and then went right home himself.
Now, you got to remember, the original Creature is unfinished.
Right.
And some of it's missing, so that's what got filled in here.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
When he got home, he found a note on the table from his mother asking him to take out the trash
Take the trash out, you lazy sack of shit.
and feed the dog
Feed the fucking dog.
before doing his homework. Samuel did as his mother asked, but not before making himself a snack.
Of course. And look what he's eating.
Ham, cheese, and mayo on wheat bread was his favorite snack after coming home from school.
A whole ass sandwich is his favorite snack.
Yeah.
I think in most parts of the world we call that a meal.
Well, not us fat people.
Yeah, I mean, I would
More
need
than
more
one.
than one, yeah, but still, I wouldn't consider a ham and cheese sandwich to be just a snack.
True. Now I want a sandwich.
Okay, go make yourself a sandwich. You're a professional.
When he finished his sandwich, he took out the trash and fed the dog and went up to his room to begin working on his homework. Where it was the first day of school, he didn't have much homework, so it only took him about 30 minutes to do it. He had to write down his name.
Yeah, it took him a while to remember how to spell Lorne, and then he had to cross it out and go Samuel.
Yeah.
And then that one has more syllables, so he had to sound it out.
Once he finished his homework, he slowly went down the steps and watched TV for about 2 hours. He then realized it was almost 6:30 and he still needed to call Jennifer. His mom and dad had been home since 5 o'clock and had been at the kitchen table going over the budget.
What is there to really sit down and discuss? Like, don't you have the budget just already, like, worked out?
I thought.
Like, are they trying to figure out how to pay for this guy's lobotomy?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Sammy went upstairs to his room to use the phone to call Jennifer so he could have some privacy while he talked to her.
Wasn't he in his room? No, he went down the steps to watch TV for 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Very specific timing. Yeah.
And they haven't even had dinner yet.
Yeah.
Sammy went upstairs.
That's what the budget's for, to see if they can afford ramen this month. Yeah.
Well, with all that ham, no wonder.
Yeah.
Sammy went upstairs to his room to use the phone to call Jennifer so he could have some privacy while he talked to her. He was hoping that she would answer the phone and not her mom or dad.
I don't find him hot.
The phone rang 2 times, then the sweetest voice answered.
Meh. Hello, eh?
It was Jennifer. Sammy was relieved at the sound of her voice.
Who wouldn't be?
They talked for 2 hours without even realizing it, and both of them decided it would be best to get off the phone for now and talk more tomorrow. You fucking right!
What the hell do these two morons have to talk about for 2 hours?
Asking if she knew how to spell his name. Can he help?
How many R's are in Samuel? Can you help me out?
Samuel hung up the phone, lay down on his bed, and thought about the long conversation he had just finished with Jennifer.
Bud says hi.
He was amazed when she had told him that she had been interested in him through a whole junior year, but he never asked her out. He was kicking himself now for not having the nerve to ask her out last year. At least he got the chance to take her out now, though. They decided to go to Rollerland, wow.
Yeah.
Rollerland on Friday night, and then maybe catch a movie. Samuel honestly wanted to skip Rollerland because he hadn't been on roller skates since he was about 8 or 9 years old.
See, I misread that and thought it said skip to Rollerland. And I was just imagining Lauren just skipping down the street.
Right?
Okay.
He told Jennifer that he wasn't very good at roller skating, but he
Promised.
promised him.
When you see that SIC thing, that means that it's as it was originally written.
Ah,
That the typo was already there. That's what
Got
that means
it.
when you see that.
But he promised him she'd catch him if he fell, so that's what made the thought of going a little easier. I'm glad he promised himself that.
Yeah.
That was-
No'll catch me. No, I promise I can always count on me.
Samuel...
And we can always count on Kratos.
Yes. Samuel laid on his bed a lot longer, thinking about his date with Jennifer on Friday night. He finally fell asleep, still in his clothes he wore to school that day.
How late did he stay up? Like, I don't know. This is written by an idiot.
Yeah.
And Derek, if this is you that wrote this part, I still stand by that statement.
Hey, I thought I was the horrible one here.
Yeah.
When he awoke the next morning, he was a little more anxious to get to school, because his first 2 classes of the day were with Jennifer.
This has to be Lauren. Has to be Lauren wrote that.
Yeah.
Because to anybody else reading that, you'd be going, why is he scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he arrived at the school and got situated in his seat, he turned and talked to Jennifer almost right up until the bell rang, except for the one time he got interrupted by his friend Vernon, who
That
he
sack
also
of
didn't
shit.
get introduced till
Yeah,
now,
that's a sack of shit.
who just wanted to see if Samuel could give him a ride home after school that day. Everybody wants him to give rides,
Yeah.
but doesn't want to sit with him at lunch. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Samuel had also asked Jennifer if she would like him to give her a ride home.
Just pimping out that car. It's all he's got.
After school, Samuel and Jennifer walked out to Samuel's car. They found that Vernon and Andrew were both there waiting. Sammy unlocked the front door for Jennifer to get in first. Then he went around to the other side. He pushed the power lock button to unlock the other doors for Andrew and Vernon.
You know, I think we could just assume that if he said they walked out to his car, his friends were there, and then they all got in and left, I think we could all assume that they opened the doors to get into the car. They didn't just phase through it or something.
Yeah.
Or like cling to the roof. This tedious bastard has to write the whole thing.
After they were all situated in the car, they headed out of the high school drive and onto the main road, which was named No Onesville Road. Once on the road, Andrew and Vernon both said hello to Jennifer.
They waited until they were on the road?
Yes?
Is it like launching a spaceship? You have to sit there and like it's a lot of concentration to get the car? Well, this is an idiot driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. They know who's driving. Okay. So both said hello to Jennifer, right?
Yep.
Hello,
Jennifer answered back.
Meh, how are the two of you doing?
She asked. They both answered back.
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, that one's yours. Wait, what? Never mind. Andrew asked. Wait, why is only one name? They both answered. Never mind. I guess we should have done good together and then Andrew finished, but it's fine. Jennifer answered.
Meh. I'm doing fine, thank you, baby. I don't have a silly voice right now for Vernon. I'll come up with a silly voice later, but right now I don't have one. Are you two dating each other now?
Vernon asked. Samuel didn't say anything and waited for Jennifer to answer.
Meh. Yes, we are,
Jennifer replied.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding Winnie tonight.
You're fine.
Meh. I can do the meh.
Yeah, that's good enough. Samuel was relieved when Jennifer answered. After Samuel dropped off Vernon and Andrew, he proceeded to drive Jennifer home. Once in her drive, she turned and asked him,
So now that we're a couple, does that mean I get a kiss, before I get out of the car, baby?
Samuel smiled as he looked at Jennifer with a blush on his face. Oh, God. If you don't mind me kissing you right now, then it would be my pleasure. Samuel answered back. You dumb fuck, that's what she was hinting
She just
at.
asked you.
Oh, God.
Like she straight up asked.
Oh, so much stupidity. Sammy leaned over and gave Jennifer a long kiss. Then get out and walked her to the front door of her house. He kissed her one more time before turning back to his car and heading home for the day.
And probably tripping over his shoelaces. Oh my goodness. How long is the next one? Do we want to try and go for... No, chapter 2 is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Chapter
Jesus, good Lord.
Chapter 2 is a bit longer.
It's half the book.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess that's enough for a get you started video there. What do you think?
I think it's
Yeah.
good.
So, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can maybe try and find Winnie a little bit better for the next reading.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll see you the next time we put one of these up, probably tomorrow.
Yeah. Kiss, kiss.